Rebellions are built on hope.
And welcome to another episode of Radio Rebellion, a Star Wars podcast. I'm your host, Alberto Calderon, and thank you for joining us on another Star Wars Saturday as we spend a little time with you guys here talking about this franchise, this world, this galaxy. We love so much Star Wars. Our co-host Oti will be with us shortly. He's on his way, no worries. It won't just be an hour of me talking here, but who knows? Maybe you guys don't mind, but thank you for joining us today. Like I mentioned, another Star Wars Saturday. It's always fun to be here with you guys talking Star Wars. Finally, there's news coming out. There's more stuff with Skeleton Crew out there. So we're going to go check that out. See what else, some rumors, things we don't know. A lot of pirates, a lot of pirate talk. And it's fun, right? It's Star Wars. We're going to keep things fun, as always. And we're going to talk about Lord of the Rings, the Rings of Power. That episode 6 that dropped over a couple of days ago on Thursday. One of my favorite episodes so far this season, but we'll get to that, the penguin and more stuff. So thank you for joining us. If this is your first time joining us, thank you for being here. Make sure you're subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any new episodes where they drop. Comment down below any thoughts you may have of any of the topics we're talking about today, or anything Star Wars related you want us to discuss. Give us a like, thumbs up. Always nice to get those, plus gets our videos on our channel out there to more people so we can keep bringing you great stuff, Star Wars talk, whatever you want to call it. And if you're listening to this on the audio podcast, thank you so much, and give us a rating, a review. Those are always awesome hearing from you guys. All right, so we'll get to our show in a minute. I know I had a comment out there from my friend Brennan. Page turners, they were not, saying hello there, Brennan. Thanks for joining us as always. Very excited for Skeleton Crew because I think after the darker and more morally complex The Acolyte, it might be time for something a little bit lighter. And I agree 100%, Brennan. It's something we've been talking about. This show seems to be more geared toward a family, young kids out there. I still got the music going on. Give me 1 second. It's just going on in the background. All right, there we go. So yeah, I agree with you, Brennan. It seems to be more family oriented, a little bit lighter in tone, even though the trailer did show a couple of action-packed scenes. But yeah, it's going to be a little bit lighter, we hope. Fun adventure out there, the Amblin style, the Goonies, E.T., Stranger Things, all that vibe. Just a bunch of kids going on an adventure. I'm going to be talking about Skeleton Crew in a couple of minutes. Before we get to that, real quick, I finished reading The Glass Abyss, Mace Windu, The Glass Abyss. I'll have my written review for that in the coming weeks. I believe the embargo breaks on October 1st, so that's about 2 weeks away, on a week and a half away. And then the book comes out October 15th, so we'll be talking about that later in the show. There he is, just in as I'm stretching this intro a little bit. But Oti, how you doing? Thanks for joining us with your Barbenheimer t-shirt.
Yeah, it's a long story, so I got super involved doing some very needed deep cleanings, since I'm always traveling. Like I do superficial touch-ups to my apartment, and today I was like, nope, I'm gonna wake up early and do intense cleaning and taking out a lot of stuff that was lying around. And I found the shirt and I was like, oh, I'm gonna wear it. And I got super involved in that. So like when you texted me, I had to I was sweating, smelly, so I was like, okay, I texted you like, hey, I'll be like a minute late, so here I am.
Yeah, no, just in time. It's just the little things out there that we're talking about. Just talking about, I finished The Glass Abyss, so we'll have my review after the embargo drops. The book comes out October 15th, so still 3 weeks away. And then after that, actually next week, the High Republic comes back with Tears of the Nameless. Comes out on Tuesday by Josh Mann.
Yeah, I think it was in my Temptation of the Force review that we did this week. I came to that realization that wait, we have a new High Republic book right now. So
yeah,
I'm super excited. Way more than I've been for a while. So
So I was trying to check something out. You know what? I'm on the other on the opposite end. Not that I'm not excited because these are some of my favorite characters out there. They're gonna be in this book, but I don't know. I've been reading for too long. I think I need a break. So I'm not like, oh, I pre-order it. I can't wait for 2 seconds. I have my review up. I'm taking it easy this time. I'm taking a page from you. I'm taking it easy.
It's therapy time because I've been championing this since 2021, I think.
Yeah.
And that's exactly the reason why I'm not reading every Star Wars book, because the burnout, I was actually talking to someone else about this week, one of my cousins. The burnout is real. Like, you may love Star Wars more than anything, reading a book takes a toll on you. Like, you're there for a while, so reading like every book, it's, I don't know, I'm doing like this thing where I'll read a High Republic book and then read something else, like non-Star Wars related, and that's been working out for me.
Yeah, all props and all my thank you to the people at Penguin Random House Wolf that sent me those books, because I wasn't gonna read the Mace Windu book, Glass Abyss. It was on my, I gotta get this as soon as it comes out. So it was something, an extra came in. I welcome one. I'm gonna keep. If you send me books, I'll do my best. I'll give you a review as soon as I can, but I need my time. Plus, I was listening to the Plagueis novel at the same time, re-listening to it. So it's kind of 2 books going. I need a break.
Yeah.
I need a break. So
I completely feel you. Like, I was there when I had the NetGalley account, and I was getting review copies left and right, and it was awesome. And I got super tired of it. So that's why I stopped.
Yeah, it takes a time. And now not that I didn't understand before, but when people say there's so many High Republic out there, how can I get? And I'm like, just start reading, or just read the adult novels or the middle grade, young adult. It's still a lot. I'm like, I love this world, but I also want it to end so I can see how the story ends. But
I get it.
Yeah, so, and basically we have Tears of the Nameless this week, Into the Light April 1st of next year, and then Trials of the Jedi, the final novel, June 17th. So basically we're 10 months away and we're done.
Okay, so the next 2 books are YA then.
Yes.
And then the last one will be the novel.
Okay. And I think in between Into the Light and Trials of the Jedi is the middle grade. Valiant Vow, I believe, by Justina Ireland, I think. That's in May. April, May, and then June finishes up.
I can't believe there's 4 books left.
Yeah, right. There's still a lot to cover, I think, but also it needs to be there.
Yeah, so the reason I'm excited, we did Defy the Storm last week, and this week we did Temptation of the Force. So I was getting back in that High Republic mindset. I was like, wait, what's gonna happen now? And I was thinking, like, yes, the whole Blight thing threw like a wrench into the machine, because we were like, where's this going now?
Yeah, I know.
But I honestly still believe that the resolution to that will be like extremely tied to A, Markion's downfall, and B, the resolution of the Nameless. So I kind of see it. Like, I think the first chapters of that last book will need to do a lot of heavy lifting. Sure. And let's see what happens in the YA, and specifically the George Mann's YA that's coming out. Maybe a few things get resolved there. But we'll see. Exciting times ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry, we went into a High Republic talk for a while here, but
it's the best corner of Star Wars.
Yeah. I was so surprised when they threw in the Blight in there. It's like, there's so much already that the Jedi.
There's 1 book left.
Yeah, but you got the Nameless, and you got the Nile, you got Mark and Rose, and now you have the Blights. Like, how much more are we trying to jam pack? So I was a little bit afraid. So like you said, these last 3 books, they gotta finish up that storyline very, not quickly, but in a very succinct and complete way, to not just we just throw something out there. But I think 100% I agree the Blight and the Nameless are connected somehow. So deal with the Nameless, the Blight will hopefully resolve itself. So
can I throw one question at you?
Yeah, we'll try.
It's still High Republic related. The authors and Michael Siglain have said, like, hey, like, this is not the end. Like, there will be more with these characters in some other initiative. I took that, and probably everyone took it as like there will be other books and they will show up elsewhere. Could you see a world where they go like, nah, phase 3 is not the end. Here you go, phase
Oh,
4 and 5.
no.
No.
Not. It kind of depends. Is the Ray movie episode 10, or is it something still a continuation of it? I think the phase 3 and this whole phases ends with whatever happens with Marky and Row, and I
But
think that ends now. And then
okay,
if there's a continuation of those characters in that time period, I think it has to be called, just to
no,
say something else.
I agree. Like the Project Luminous, I think will be the whole Nile conflict. Like
Yeah.
that, the ending of that initiative will be the end of like that story. What I'm saying is, what if they extend it? What if they're like, hey, we're having so much fun working together. You guys are clearly loving it.
Yeah.
We didn't know how are you gonna receive it when we announced that there were only three faces. We're extending it. We think we have more story to tell to extend it a little bit more. That's like my thought. Because I'll let you talk now, but like the way I see it, like when they say that the characters will continue, I see it more like offshoots, like maybe other authors coming in and doing an Elsa Man book, and maybe like the same Luminous writers doing other things, but not in the same like collaboration.
Yeah. You know what? I think maybe not the High Republic, but maybe they found out that this works, like getting a group of 5 to now like 8 different authors together, fleshing out a story that's going to expand for years, and then do that again in a different time period or in a different setting. I think that might be the future of it, instead of continuing it in the High Republic sense. But yeah, I think offshoots, that's 100%. We're going to get those with probably new authors and just the same ones. And we need a young Elsa, Avar, and Stellan Geo's novel. That's one of the first one that they announced afterwards.
Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. I would expect like a lot of Stellan Geo's content, because of course he's a fan favorite. I was actually at not Galaxy's Edge. I was in Disney Springs, and right as I walked into the store, they were like showing the Stellan Geo's lightsaber to someone, and they turned it on and they were passing it around like a bunch of people. I was like, oh my god, that's the character from the book.
I remember when we have topics to talk about, people. Don't worry, we're not just
this is fun.
Spitballing. When the High Republic was announced as Project Luminous, and we got all the concept art that they showed of those first few kind of videos, and like, this has to be something else than just books. They don't usually, and I know, okay, it wants to comic books, and there's obviously a bunch of arts there, but I said there has to be something else that they're planning, because there's so much that they're putting into it in terms of concept art and coming up with all these characters and things out there, that I'm glad it went to now we're selling Stellan Geo's lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge or Disney Springs. Like, that's a character from the book. That's big time.
I mean, and to that point, it's contrary to maybe all the criticism Lucasfilm gets. This is a huge win for them. Like, even if the Acolyte wasn't, they viewer wise, I mean, I love that show. They really supported this initiative. Like, fine, maybe Kathleen Kennedy has no idea who Avar Chris is, but like they really supported it, and it's in everything, Alberto. I've been playing Outlaws. There's a High Republic related mission. Maybe I'm still very early on in the game, but maybe there's another. Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Same thing. It was very High Republic driven. The Acolyte. So
Young Jedi Adventures. That's a High Republic TV show. Even though it's for little kids, there is one out there, and it came from 3 years ago that they started this.
A bunch of randos were watching a lightsaber in Disney Springs. Like I think in that sense it has paid off for them, and it has given them like possibilities to branch to.
And people that maybe don't know who Stellan Geos is, they see that lightsaber, which you have. It's one of the best lightsabers out there. People are gonna buy it even if they don't know who he is.
Yep.
So if you guys are ready, I'm not ready. Let's talk Star Wars and Star Wars news. All right, Ote. So the first official Star Wars news we have
But by
today.
the way, you have like a great 15-minute just standalone clip that you can put
No,
on
I
on
know.
the
I'll clip all this
show.
out. I'll make a separate
The
segment
State
for
of the
you.
High Republic.
There we go. We got two shows in one today, and I got like 2 hours of the Rings of Power talk that we won't get through. But so Skeleton Crew, we're hearing more. There was new
That
images
shot
were
is so
revealed.
cool.
Is this concept art? I know this is not. I'm sorry, it's a little bit dark, but we got new images and a new article thanks to Entertainment Weekly. This came out about 3 or 4 days ago of Jude Law as our friend John Nanawood, our favorite pirate Jedi out there. And then a main look at what we think are the main villains. Is this group of space pirates out there? With and
Urkel and Wolfman.
we got names for all of them. Vane, who we knew already. Gunter, played by Jaleel White. Brutus, which is the Wolfman. Pax and Child, or Child, I don't know, whatever you want to say that space name. Do just real quick, those images you saw there, Jude Law, all the kids behind, he has the overcoat, the blaster, or the flintock, because it's a very pirate look. And the pirates out there. Initial thoughts, I'm digging the vibes. I'm liking everything that I'm seeing.
Yeah, like the shot of him and the kids like behind him had the Amblin look.
Yeah.
He kind of looked like a character from Hook, like the way he's dressed. So I dig it. It looks cool. I'm actually pretty excited for the show. I'm still like obsessed with that little dude. Neil is his name.
What do you say?
Not Max Rio, the other kid.
I forgot. It's Nix?
No, I think
Neeps?
it's Neil. I think it's Neil.
Neil. Yeah, you're right. Brennan had put a comment before you came in. It was about after Acolyte and kind of being a little bit more of a serious tone, that he's ready for something lighter in Skeleton Crew. And like you said, I'm getting hyped for it. It looks cool. I just want to have fun. Something we'll talk about in a couple of minutes. But yeah, images, I'm all into it.
Yeah, this looks like an adventure for the entire family. Like the villains look goofy AF. They look cool, but they look at them. They look goofy. And it's a bunch of kids going on an adventure. Like I really hope this is a hit. I really do.
One thing, and I know a lot of people, and some of them deservedly so, are really angry or really down with the state of Star Wars and the way Lucasfilm has acted regarding to the Acolyte, and saying this is why people won't want to work in Star Wars. Actors just want to work with them because they don't feel supported by the higher ups. And I understand that part, but there's a little like 1.5 2 minute video in that article of Jude Law talking about working with aliens and with droids and how that brings his imagination into it and his feeling as a kid, and acting against an alien or a droid that's being puppeteered and animatronic by 5 people off screen at the same time he's acting, and that kind of pumps him up to work with those type of creatures and characters. That I think, even though Star Wars fandom as a whole sucks most times, there's still a lot of people that don't care and will say, this is Star Wars. I've loved this since I was a child or young. I want to work in there if I have the opportunity. And I like seeing, again, Jude Law, this great actor, they're being pumped for being in this show. It doesn't feel like a paycheck, like people would say. He's excited to be there, and that gets me excited.
Let me put it this way. Whoever is listening, think about that Star Wars story you want told. Think about it. Let's say Kathleen Kennedy calls you and it's like, hey, I heard about that story you want to tell. Come over here and tell it. Will you really be like, nah, because I'm afraid, like, if I don't get to do 3 seasons, it's no. Like, come on. Star Wars is a lot of people's dreams. Like, I know it sucks. Like, I'm not defending them. We had a whole conversation on this that I do not want to rehash. Go look for it. But yeah, like it's still Star Wars. Like
we got a little bit of, I don't know if this is an update, just a little addition, I would say, to the synopsis, and says Star Wars Skeleton Crew will tell the tale of 4 children who discover a secret and then get into a series of adventures as they attempt to find a way back to their home planet. Basically knew that they were lost out there. The secret that they discover, I'm guessing, is the spaceship that they steal somehow I'm guessing belongs to the pirates. But then Christopher Ford and John Watts, the creators behind this, they have a couple of quotes out there, and some of them have to do with working with Filoni, and others work in this time period. And Christopher Ford says, the Empire is gone, and so we're playing with a part of the galaxy that has a resurgence of piracy, and it takes place in the same time frame as The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett, and Ahsoka, which we kind of knew already. I've heard from people that this is between Mandalorian Season 1, more or less. But if you bring Book of Boba Fett and Ahsoka, it's a little bit further down. But I think just mainly a general comment about this is after they follow the Death Star or follow the Empire, before the First Order, that's those kind of 5 years afterwards. But yeah, we're going to get into the lawlessness of Star Wars with the pirates, and that's exciting.
Yeah, no, I can't say I'm excited anymore. Like I am. Like I wanted to I want to see what it is.
Yeah. All right. So John Watts have a different type of comment, which some people, as always, and we kind of talked about this when we talked about the set of Star Wars, like you mentioned a couple of weeks ago, about Filoni and his involvement in stuff. But John Watts said, what's great about working at Lucasfilm is that they'll let you know if you're going outside of the boundaries. Dave Filoni is our goalkeeper. We will come up with ideas of things that we like, and then he'll be like, actually, maybe it's this, or, oh, we've already did something like that somewhere else. She also went on to say, so he gets that thing of, I want to make a whole new kind of Jedi, and then someone being like, okay, hold on, a lot of people have thought about this. Let's do this the right way. I'm excited about these comments. I've said I'm not the biggest Filoni fan when it comes to storytelling, but I think that he's the lore keeper in terms of, if you want to make Star Wars the way George Lucas made Star Wars, these are kind of the guidelines, and he knows the whole history of it. So I think the position he's now works perfectly for his strengths. Some people have taken these comments to mean Filoni shouldn't be in charge of everything. This is just means more Ahsoka, blah, blah, blah. And I want to get into the different kind of Jedi in a minute. But when you hear that Filoni is involved in, hey, we've already done that, or we're going to do that somewhere else, let's kind of take this direction instead. Is that where you get, I don't want to say excited again, but does that make sense? Or do you think Filoni maybe needs to bring other people to make those type of decisions? Or I don't know. I don't know even what I'm asking you.
I don't feel negatively about this. I honestly get it. Like, oh, who is he to be the one? Like, he's the chief creative officer. Like, that's who he is. Like, that's his job.
That's his job.
I don't mind Star Wars sticking to one singular vision, but it's not really a singular vision. Mm-hmm. I think it's like, if everything is gonna exist in the same universe, it has to be able to coexist. Like, a story can't be saying this thing, and we have another story saying this other thing. And mm-hmm. Just to use an example, we can't have a story about Grey Jedi, and I'm kind of tying this to the other conversation. Like, this good guy that looks edgy but uses lightning because it's cool, but he's a good guy, so he'll mm-hmm. Because we know that's not what Star Wars has historically mm-hmm. said. And so we can't have that story and then have another story, let's say in a movie, let's say this is a TV show, and a movie saying the opposite. Like, that's not how the Force works. Like, that's when we'll get into actual contradictions. And I honestly don't mind plot contradictions. Like, maybe mm-hmm. we have a scene in a book and then it plays out differently in a TV show. Like, it has happened before.
Totally fine.
Like, I think that's fine. But like, if we get into thematic differences, like, let's say this author says this thing about the Force and this other author says this other thing that directly clash. Like, I don't know. That's why I don't mind having someone like overseeing this and being like, because I don't think he's giving them plot points, mm-hmm. but I do think, like, thematically, he's the one that's being like, hey, I see this interpretation of this character. Like, let's talk about it because I have issues with how it's. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I mean, to me, this makes perfect sense. Like you say, he's the chief creative officer. This is why they hired him. For the past, 10 years of Star Wars stories, or at least for the past 8, people have been blaming Kathleen Kennedy for not having a singular vision, and this is not her job. She needs to hire someone to do this type of creative decisions. They hired the one person that's a perfect fit for the job. And now, because like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, hating Filoni, hating the Mandalorian, it's what's hip now, what people love doing. Then every time his name comes up, it's everything he does sucks, and it's all he wants to do is Ahsoka. It's like, this is his job. He's there to tell people we've already done that. Maybe let's go this direction. We're already planning to do something similar on this corner of the world. Why don't you go this way? It's just still your story, and that's fine. Like you said, she's a goalkeeper, making sure nothing wrong passes. What I would say that I saw one comment, and I agree with that, is don't stretch him too thin. If he's doing his Ahsoka TV show, plus he has a movie to do, plus he's helping with the Mandalorian Grogu movie, plus he's working with Christopher Ford and John Watts, then maybe he's spread too thin, and maybe figure out what your priorities are.
He's working with everyone. That's at least what Kathleen Kennedy has said. Like, he sits down with everyone and it's like, okay, what story are you telling? Oh, and how does this make sense in the larger universe? So, like, I think that's his job first and foremost. I honestly think that's his biggest responsibility, even before Ahsoka, because he's the chief creative officer. Like, I think that's the most important job that he has in Lucasfilm, not director and writer of Ahsoka.
And I think, and again, this is me just spitballing, after Ahsoka comes out and whatever movie he directs, I think that's it for him in that sense.
I'm not sure about that.
Or at least for a while, and then everything or most of it should be this creative officer position, I think. Anyway, let's move away from that. We'll figure out where that comes out. But that comment about we're trying to make a new kind of Jedi, that at first I took it just a throwaway comment at something. Oh yeah, we're trying to make a new Jedi, and he says, oh, maybe let's do something else. But some people took it as, are we seeing again this pirate Jedi out there, a new type of Jedi? Again, I'm not going to Grey Jedi because no, please.
That's where I went.
All right, I really hope not.
Because since he did say something like, this is something that a lot of people have thought about, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a lot of people have thought about this. Let's do this the right way.
Yeah, I kind of think that's where it's going. And hey, maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it's like, oh no, this is the first. I don't know.
Maybe he goes with, hey, I have this idea for a great Jedi or whatever. And Filoni said, well, actually, we got the Way Seekers, which is way cooler and still fits a purpose.
It's not the same thing.
I know, but it's when I mean it's a Jedi that went on to do something else. He still follows the Force, but it's not a Jedi. So, but let's do that instead.
Maybe they are. So, humor me for a second. Maybe they are doing the Great Jedi, and maybe they are gonna get into like that's not a thing, and that would make me happy.
That would be great, just to finally put an end to it. Stop all the conversations about Great Jedi.
Or maybe he's looking for a way to make it make sense in Star Wars. How do we have a good guy but he's edgy? We'll see.
Isn't that Qui-Gon Jinn? I mean, there's some edgy guys in the High Republic.
Dude, Qui-Gon Jinn looks like Jesus. He's not edgy.
Dude, he's that, what do people say, the renegade Jedi or something like that?
What's that? Renegade.
It's not Jedi? Renegade. There's something else. The Maverick Jedi. He's just like there with his.
Like the John McCain of the Jedi Order.
He just tells Yoda once in a while, I don't want to do that. Oh, he's such a maverick. He brought this kid from that desert planet. Well, anyway, that following with all this pirate talk, I don't know where this came from. I mean, I know where it came from, but I don't know if people are making such a big deal out of it. According to a website, I've never heard of it, Production Weekly, that puts out some call sheets or something about new movies or new TV shows that are looking for actors, directors, or whatever. And there was something called Star Wars Pirates. So people took this out. Oh, there's a new show in development at Lucasfilm. It's called Star Wars Pirates. Someone else said Production Weekly said it's starring Jude Law. Nowhere does it say that Jude Law started on this. Nowhere does it say that this being approved already. People already saying, oh, how did you cancel The Acolyte? Because of low viewership, and you're already giving Jude Law his own show. It's like, oh my goodness. Like we said before, the fandom is the worst at points. I wouldn't mind a show about Star Wars pirates. After all that talk, I wouldn't
Starring
mind
Jude
it.
Law? No, like that'd be awesome.
Yeah. I first thought this makes sense also as an animated show. Give me a Star Wars pirate animated show. Makes more sense. But if you bring Jude Law, let's say he knocks it out of the park, he gets his own show, and even if you put him in the Mandalorian Grogu movie, you imagine marketing that movie. Yeah, you get Mando, you get Grogu, plus you get Jude Law. Everyone's gonna go to the movie, even if they don't know what Star Wars is. But anyway, Star Wars Pirates. Do you know anything about Production Weekly? Someone's told me they're usually a 50-50 in terms of getting things correct.
I never heard of them. Maybe I had heard of them. I just don't remember anything about them. Yeah, there's honestly nothing I can say about this. Like, yeah, is there a Star Wars pirate out there? Maybe.
Maybe. And I forgot to put my thing down there. So yeah, Skeleton Crew article, but now it's Star Wars Pirates we're talking about.
Again, this is gonna make me angry, but there's like things in development all the time that never pan out because and they don't announce it. So I can't wait for this to be nothing, just a failed project that never got developed. And people will be like, oh, they canceled Star Wars Pirates!
Remember back in 2024 when the Pirates were the big thing?
When Kathleen Kennedy announced!
She was out there. I remember seeing her. And they scrubbed the internet of all her videos.
Just another unannounced project that will get canceled and people will be angry about the thing that was never announced being canceled.
Yeah. And if it's announced in Celebration, then we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I took this as nothing. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't know why people get so angry.
By the way, another aside: as Celebration gets nearer, I'm getting so confused about what's gonna happen there. Like, there's not a lot of movement going on with the things they announced in the last Celebration, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, that's still happening." Is that gonna be
2 years ago? 2 years ago,
it's still in development.
That Rey movie script, we're gonna have it sooner or later. But yeah, I know that like tickets are on sale. People are buying airplane tickets and getting the hotels already. I'm like, I get it because it's our Celebration, but there's nothing right now.
I mean, they're gonna make announcements. Like,
I mean, obviously, but they'll wait. Beginning of next year.
Yeah, and I mean, like, they're gonna announce things there that we don't know about. So. But like for me, it's gonna be super weird that if we get there and all the 3 movies are still in development, like
even the Mandalorian Grogu, which is the one that wasn't announced, is the one that's gonna be ready almost by then.
Yeah, I really hope that by that time, maybe Daisy Ridley zooms in from set and it's like, hey, we're on set working, and John Boyega's like, hey.
They'll fly them in.
The only way they'll get away with being like they're still in development it's if John Boyega and Oscar Isaac show up on stage.
Dude, I still don't see how they don't show up.
I agree, but I think that would be like the only way to save them from a riot if they are like, hey, they're still happening. We just don't know when.
But it'd be so cool, like you say, just Daisy Ridley. I'm here with a message. Hi, a friend of mine wants to say something. John Boyega just pops out. Like
if John Boyega,
everything is forgotten. Right?
If John Boyega walks out, like people are gonna die in the crowd. Like people will faint.
Yeah. All right. I mean, I have faith. They've always delivered in Celebration, so we'll see. Just a couple months away. It's always fun. You know what else is fun? Lando should be fun. So during an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Donald Glover was talking about his aspiration for the character of Lando Calrissian, and he said, I just want it to be fun. As a Star Wars fan myself, I think it's important that it needs to be fun. It's very hard to have fun right now. Star Wars, I love it, but sometimes it can be super serious. Anything that has to do with the Skywalker is like so serious. Lando, I think the best part about him is that he's a scoundrel, and people can relate to that. He's probably like, man, this war is like whack. I need money, which I think people can relate to. I just want it to be fun. And we just talked about this before. We went from the serious give us more lighthearted and fun stuff. And Lando is a perfect character for this. So I agree with Donald Glover.
I mean, me too, but like, I don't agree that Star Wars is super serious. Like, it is, but it's not. Like, yes, we'll have a family drama going on, and at the same time, we'll have fart jokes with Yokis.
Oh, it's gonna live in fun. But I agree. I mean, Lando is as a character is a fun character out there.
Yeah.
And for the not the most part, but you got Andor, which is very serious. Acolyte had a serious point, with also some fun thrown into it. Let's bring back. We always talk here about how we love all the silliness and weirdness in Star Wars. I want to keep seeing that.
Ahsoka was fun, and Mando was pretty fun.
Mando was great. I know people hated that. Was a Plaisir 15 episode. I loved it. It was silly.
That's a Jack Black episode, right?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Dude,
was there.
Laser and him was there, and it's a great Neo kind of droid spy episode. So I loved it.
I liked it.
And we got a Mandalorian fight at the end between Bo-Katan and Axe-Wolf just knocking the hell out of each other.
I like Mando season 3 more than more people. Also, I like Mando season 3 more than season 1. I'll say that.
All right. I haven't watched season 1 in a while. There's some great stuff in it. Season 3 was good. People just wanted something else. They want to Pedro Pascal without the helmet, which unfortunately I don't think we're gonna get too much anymore.
He doesn't care. Why should you?
All right, Otto, we have another sidebar for Star Wars. That's it. All right, talk for Star Wars this week. So let's go to that part of the show when we talk about something else that's not Star Wars in a world between fandoms. All right, Otto, before we get into the Rings of Power, because that's going to be our next 30 minutes at least, did you get a chance to, or have you watched any of the Agatha All Along episodes?
No. I knew you were going to do this. I saw the rundown for the episode, and I read it twice because I was like, he did not put Agatha in here. Interesting. And I was like, he's going to bring it up, and I'm going to get upset because, no, I have not watched it. How many episodes?
I haven't watched it.
Oh, okay. How many episodes did we get?
I believe there's 2 episodes.
Okay. No, I have a friend of mine watched it. She's a massive fan of all the supporting actors. Like massive fan of Aubrey Plaza, and I forget the other one's name, but she's like a Broadway star. She's a massive fan of them. So she watched it and she's like, maybe hold off like until we get like 4 episodes and then watch it. I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. From people that we follow, they seem to enjoy the show. I believe reviewers out there got 4 episodes to watch, and I've heard there's a very slow burn. So I don't want to watch 2 episodes that are very slow, and then I'm just going to drop out. So I haven't watched it. And honestly, I haven't seen any, and again, nothing against the people that are enjoying this show or have been waiting for it. I haven't seen anything in the trailers or clips that really get me hooked into it.
Oh, no, me neither. Like it... For me, and again, I'm still gonna give the show a chance. But for me, the trailers looked like generic Marvel show.
Yeah,
and that's basically what we've gotten recently, with the exception of Loki. So no.
Yeah, I mean, this show would have been great like 2 years ago. It's been like 4 years since WandaVision came out, and I know the character of Agatha was a hit, and I loved it, and I love Catherine Hahn. She's a great actress, but this felt like, she was a hit in that show. Let's give her her own show. But let's wait 4 years to do it. It's like, at least for myself, it's waited. Like, I don't really care about what Agatha and the people of whatever that town are doing now. And it's like, maybe I'm bored one day, like maybe after I'm done here, and I ask my family, hey, let's just watch 2 episodes of Agatha. Maybe we'll enjoy it, but it's not like, I can wait for it week after week. So I just wanted to check if you watch it. I wasn't trying to give you a left hook show.
And I will check it out because I do like Catherine Hahn a lot, and I love WandaVision. So that's like, but that's how all the excitement I have for it. I'm not really expecting anything from it.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about a different one. It's the Penguin. And I did watch the Penguin. I love this episode. I really loved it. I know some people are calling it a masterpiece and all this. It's just one episode.
It's just one episode. Calm down.
I'm not going that far to say this is the greatest show ever. But I love that it picks up right after the Batman, which is one of my favorite movie going experiences in a long, long time. That we don't need to kind of set up the world again. Like everything is there already. And we go. We know what's happening. The world, Gotham is a mess, and he's just ready to take over. And I'm like, oh, there's a character named Alberto. He's gonna be there for a long time. He gets shut down 5 minutes into it. But I really enjoyed it. I really liked it.
I loved it. I've said it before. Batman is my favorite fictional character. The Batman is my favorite Batman movie. So I desperately wanted to go back to this world. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big gangster movie fan. And Sopranos is my favorite show. Yeah. So I was very
perfect
happy. Yeah, no, this was like it feels like it was made for me. Yeah. And yeah, like spending more time in that gritty Gotham City and learning more about it was very fun. And I'm kind of feeling like I just want this show to go on. Maybe have the Penguin show up in one or two scenes in every Batman movie, but just leave his story here. Like,
yeah.
I don't need Batman. I would. Hey. If Robert Pattinson shows up in this show, I'm gonna lose my marbles. But I don't really need him to. But if he does, I'll be super excited.
Yeah, it's like the Monarch TV show on Apple. It's about Godzilla, but not really. But Godzilla shows up in a couple of scenes, and you just go crazy. So this is a Batman show, not really. But if he shows up for one scene, it's gonna be nuts. But yeah, performances were great. Colin Farrell as the Penguin, it's a perfect character. The way he plays it, that first scene when he's back in the Iceberg Lounge and this Maroni's son or whatever, and the way he just kind of gets his gun and just blasts him, because he was making fun of me and I wasn't gonna take it.
Yeah.
But then realizing, oh crap, what have I done? Then all these new family members start showing up. The mother from How I Met
Your Mother.
And I didn't figure it out till I saw the little clip at the end. I'm like, oh crap, I know who she is. Vic, right? The guy that's now helping him. So now everything's working for me. The way he's playing both family, giving the ring back, and then the body without the finger. So it was a great setup for what's to come next. So I'm really excited for this. Can't wait for not this Sunday or the next Sunday for the following episode. But yeah, just hit out the park. Just keep giving me more of this. I love the Batman, loving the Penguin so far.
Yeah, no. Kristen Melody, I think it's her name.
Something.
She was awesome, and I think she's gonna be a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, like, she was kind of scary when she gets close in after that dinner scene. People underestimate you, but not me. I know you're meant for more. Something like that. Is like crap. She knows.
Going back to the Batman thing, like I don't expect him to show up, and I kind of don't want him to. But like, I do think he has to have a presence in a way. Like the Batman, like, was his introduction to Gotham City. Like that was like his origin story, more or less. So like, if the crime families are gonna be doing things, he has to kind of have a presence, right? Like,
yeah,
maybe not him showing up, but maybe someone telling the Penguin, like, oh, the Batman raided this place last night.
Yeah, it might be something just comes up in the news. From the news, something happened. The Batman had to come in and lay the smackdown.
Maybe not Batman, but maybe Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne is out there doing something. You see a Rolls Royce. Oh, remember me. I don't bring Gordon. Give me Gordon there. He has to show up at some point.
Shit, what's his name? Oh my god.
The actor?
Yeah. Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. Yeah.
It would be awesome if he shows up at some point.
All right, so let's go to what we came here to talk about in World Between Fandoms. So it's the Rings of Power, episode 6. Where is he? LTI, listen to your show from last week's episode. You and Tony, you're still getting over your cold or being sick from doing our show last week,
Yeah,
of doing
I
yours
had
over there. But
no idea what I got, but like it sucked.
in that recap, you said that that episode was the one that kind of hooked you a little bit.
Yeah,
And I'll go further in. I'll let you give you a minute. To me, this was the episode. Like
oh
episode
really?
6. I mean, I love episode 5, but so far this is my favorite episode of season 2, and I'll put it right there with some of my favorite episodes of season 1. I
Okay.
love episode 6.
Yeah, no. So episode 5 was like like undoubtedly my favorite episode. It's still my favorite episode
Mhm.
of this season. Like,
Yeah.
but like for me, like that was like where everything clicked. I was like, okay, yeah, no, I'm into this. I like this one. It kind of had a little bit of the last episode was kind of like, and the fight is coming, and this episode like the fight is coming. Like,
It's almost here. I
so
get that
yeah.
part. Yeah, I thought the battle was gonna start a little bit early. It basically was the last kind of 5 minutes in this episode. But I love that now, like all the chips are on the table. Arrrgh, it's about to fall. Like Anatar's manipulation of everyone, it's so obvious. But at the same time, Celebrimbor's kind of internal downfall, it's so sweet to see. But at the same time, you don't want to see it. But I knew I was gonna love it. Just that first scene with him talking to the rings, like talking to the rings of men. I wrote it down. He goes like, "Yeah, rings of men, why do you still defy me? You who live not, breathe not, possesses not mind nor will. What pride is woven in your innermost self that you resist my hand?" Because this we've talked about Celebrimbor is he wants to be this bigger than ever elf craftsman out there, and to not be able to decipher the power of those rings for men, and just kind of falling more and more into despair. And then when Anatar comes in, oh, you're just going too far into your mind. Maybe you just want to stay there a little bit longer. You don't want to come out. And oh no, I'm just tired. It's like he's working so hard on Celebrimbor to get him to force the 9 rings. I just love that manipulation. But and when Celebrimbor tries to come out of it, he gets pushed more into it. I don't know. I just love that introduction at
For
first.
they were all deceived. Yeah, no, Anatar, what a guy.
Yeah. Man, just talking. Mirdania, I like to call it Mierdania because she's screwing everything up. Poor Calabrimbo forgets her name. She wants to throw him on the table. Anatar keeps getting to her. Oh, don't worry, he's tired, but can I trust you? Can I trust you to tell you something?
Can I trust you to screw with your head?
But yeah, just poor Celebrimbor forgetting her name, forgetting where he has his hammer. And it's, oh, you mean that hammer over there? It's fine, dude. I'll take care of everything else. You'll stay in this room. Don't come out for anything.
No, there's not a war going on.
There's nothing to see here. But I love the way those two play. Like Charlie Vicker as Anatar has been killing, especially these last 2 episodes. But then we get this body thrown into there, some black speech written on the stairs. Where is he? But then you see that smile on his face, like it's my plan is coming to fruition. So I don't know. I just love all that. And then he runs out to get more mithril, and we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, Anatar is again like it's so obvious everything that he's doing, but like again, like with everything in the world, like a lot of corruption happens in our face, and we're like, oh, I wonder what that really means.
Yeah. We'll go back to because he goes out to get mithril. They run out of mithril. They can't make any more rings. So we'll talk about his scene with the dwarves in a minute, which I love also. And oh, you called me father? No, it wasn't me. It was him. And he comes out of the shadows. But he comes back with the mithril, and then that's when the war starts. Right? They start attacking Arrrgh. And that's why Celebrimbo, oh, I heard the warning horn or something. I said, no, we're fine. Come on, friend, keep working. Don't tell me what I need to do, and just pushes him. And he's like, don't touch me. He just grabs him like, I'm done dealing with you. Just make me the 9 rings. Celebrimbo's like, let me go, friend. I gotta go watch out. Friend. Friend. Love again. You gotta love the actor, that little turn to get into his head. Come on, that was one of the
Yeah,
coolest scenes in a long time. As soon as he walks out,
when he
people dancing and
people running for their lives.
yeah. No, before that, when Celebrimbo walks out and it's just sun shines and
Oh no
and
no no! But
rainbows out.
I love the twist. Like,
Yeah.
and I wish we had a shot of from the point of view of the people, like they're running for their lives, and Celebrimbor is like,
Yeah. I thought we were gonna get it before we do the switch from daylight to nighttime, which was a great scene, and as we know now was done in camera with just movie
yeah,
magic, I guess you should call it.
movie magic.
But again, it's the power of Anathar. Like Adar says later, he just bores a hole into you and then just gets in there. And there's no way that you can get him out.
Hey, but
And then, yeah.
you know what I'm liking about the show, and it's there's something about Lord of the Rings that I think it's powerful, where we feel the stakes of the ring, but we have no idea what the
Yeah.
ring actually does, and I don't really want that answer, but the show is giving us hints at what the ring is and why it's so addictive and why it's so powerful and corrupting.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the other side, like, we're afraid of Sauron, but we never even see him, like, because he's dead. And
Yeah.
the actually the threat is that he might come back, and that his mouth is there and his eye is there.
He's been dead for 1,000 years or whatever. And Galadriel is
like,
trying to kill him. He's not doing anything. Halbrand just wanted to be left alone.
but again, like, it's like this. The show is like providing more context for the Lord of the Rings story, but it's not ruining like the mysticism of it. Like, we're seeing why Sauron is so powerful and why he's so dangerous, but we're not really getting into like the explanations. Like, specifically, it's more like giving us context for it, I think.
Yeah, it's like, I killed him because I hit him with the crown, but yeah, I didn't. He's still alive as a blood venom. How? We don't care. He just survived. He's out there. But I also love, again, just kind of finishing up with his manipulation of Celebrimbor, how Celebrimbor's vanity, I guess, gets the best of him when he gives him Feanor's hammer. Like, here, you need the hammer of the person that created the Silmarils. Your greatest idol that you want to surpass, here, use his hammer to finish. Oh, yes, thank you, I'll take it. He knows how to play him like a fiddle out there. It's great to see it. It's like, we know, we said it before, we know what's going to happen. It's great to see it, and you want to pull Celebrimbor out of it, but great scene.
Wonderful idiot.
And then we talk about it turns to night, everyone's running, and then he walks out to see all the army of orcs at his doorstep. He's like, I don't even have to raise my own army. They brought them to me. So.
Yep. And yeah, cut to that scene of Galadriel.
Yeah. So let's go ahead. Let's talk about Adar and Galadriel. I'll come back to talk about the stranger and Tom Bombadil. I mean, about they're having a nice lunch. Adar and Galadriel, just like Vader in Empire Strikes Back, just having a lunch there when the rebels walk in.
I actually like that scene. It's like,
it was a great scene.
We're hanging out together.
Sang it out. She wasn't.
He removes her shackles.
Yeah, he puts them back when he is gonna leave. But I love, again, Adar is an orc, right? No, I'm an Uruk. But he makes so much sense. I think that's one of the great things about this show. Like you mentioned, yeah, Sauron's evil. We need to kill him. Why? And I don't know, because he hasn't really done anything bad. But Adar on the other side has some great points. When he's talking about, he gave you everything that you wanted. He promised you an army, he gave you. He promised me children, he gave them to me. So everything that we wanted, that we desired, he gave them to us. And then, and I love that is when Galadriel's like, oh yeah, Elrond has my ring. He's bringing it back. He has an army. We're gonna kill Sauron. Okay, is your High King gonna let us be free and go to Mordor and just be happy, or he's gonna kill us? Because that's the powerful question that Galadriel doesn't have an answer to.
Yeah, and very real world. Like, what does victory actually look like, Galadriel? Like, really? Hey, to be honest, I think if they helped, like, they would be granted a land somewhere.
Just give a couple of acres. Yeah, just they have high trees. Just put a bunch of trees out there to block out the sun. Yep. The Uruk will be fine. But yes, it basically says he has Morgoth crown, which I love seeing. I love every time they bring all these things from the Silmaril. They bring Morgoth crown, and they mention the Silmarils that used to be attached to it before they were removed. And then he wants to use the crown plus Galadriel's ring to finally defeat Sauron. Then, oh, you just tell me what I want to hear, so I give you more answers or tell you what you want. You already told me enough. I know who has your ring. I know when he's coming, so thank you.
Yeah.
Galadriel at the same time needs to maybe have a lawyer present when she talks to people. Someone to tell her, hey, chill out for a little bit. You're giving
like,
too much.
She then comes to the realization, like, wait, this is like all his plan. Like, that's what he, because it clicks on her, like, why would he want us to come if he has no army? And she's like, oh crap, that's why.
Yeah. And that, I think that's going to come into play later, because we saw that main orc, Glug, or whatever his name is, kind of look back at Galadriel when she said that. Kind of, oh no, what's going on?
Yeah.
And before that, we saw that 3 orcs kind of say, hey, we're not going to die because Adar is searching for ghosts. We're just going to head out. That's when Arrrgh comes out and has a great kick-ass scene at the beginning.
Yep. And now he comes back, right?
Sorry?
He doesn't come back after that, right?
No, so he kills the 3 orcs and sees that one of them has a map or something, which is a map of a region. Yeah. I think that's how he knows that and now he's on his way over there.
Yeah, I think that was just there for us to know how he's still in the next episode.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't bring Theo with him. But Isildur. He could bring Isildur.
Where's Isildur? He's with what's her name?
I really doubt Arrrgh is gonna show up alone.
I think so, dude. I think.
Really?
You know what I love about that scene? It's, and I'm not one to talk about parallels and how this meshes with that, but in season 1, it was the opposite. Like, Arrrgh was trying to help the people of the Southland. He was hunkered down in their town, trying to hold out as long as he could for help to show up, which eventually they did. And this time, he's the one going out there to help others. Again, he's not bringing an army, maybe just him. But he's just going to show up in the middle of the fight and be kind of that turn on the tide somehow. So.
That fight episode from season 1 was so good. And of course, it ended with the Mount Doom thing. Yeah. The standard is high for this one, so we'll see.
It's very high, and they talked a lot about this series. I mean, this season, that the fight was going to be 3 times that or whatever. It's going to last for weeks. They said it's going to be days, weeks, whatever. So I'm thinking that it's not just going to be one episode. It's probably episode 7 and 8 is going to be the fight, but they got a very high bar, like you said. I love the orc horn that Adar has. Make that great sound at the end. Oof, sorry. So yeah, I think some orcs are not going to be too happy after.
I think what's going to happen is that Anatar is going to kill Adar, and they're going to be like, oh, hail Sauron. Oh, hail Anatar. Actually, and does the Tom Marbola riddle thing. And his name.
I was going to ask you, who do you think kills Adar? Is it going to be Sauron? Is it going to be Galadriel? Is it going to be Arrrgh?
I think it's
Sauron.
I think it has to be Sauron.
I should ask, do you think Adar makes it out of season 2 or he's done for?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say he's going to die.
Oh, yeah. I think he dies. I think he dies this season.
Yeah.
Especially because we know from the trailers that Sauron has the crown. So he has to get it somehow.
I forgot that from the trailer. Thank you, Albert.
Well, sorry. It's out there. I don't know. Talking about Grey Jedi, which I don't think is a thing. I think elves are the closest you can get to Grey Jedi. Because elves are these mystical, magical beings. We think they're always good. They want what's best for everyone. But they'll kill people. They don't care. They'll kill orcs. They'll kill humans.
Alberto, I'm going to say something. Elves are not Jedi. Elves are Americans. They colonize places. They say they're going to leave. They stay there for years and years and years and don't leave.
They give you a little island in the middle of the ocean so you can't run out. You need to be grateful for
everyone sees them as gods for some reason. They see themselves as gods for some reason, and everyone also hates them. So get it.
Do you get it? This is Doctor Who now.
Do you get it, Ruby? Do you get it, Ruby?
I want to go back and watch season 8.
I've been having a Doctor Who spine that I need to scratch.
Yeah,
and
some withdrawal. You need to get back into it.
Yeah, I want to watch the Matt Smith all the way to Capaldi, but I also want to watch from 9. So I don't know.
I'm thinking sorry going off script again. I maybe want to do a Capaldi rewatch because I've only watched his run once. This when I did my whole rewatch. I think I want to go back and give him more of a chance because now everything I think is about Capaldi, and I didn't give him that much of a chance when I watch it.
His run, like the Clara episodes, are just phenomenal.
Yeah,
and the Bill episodes aren't great, but the ending of Bill's story is like those 2 episodes are awesome.
Yeah,
and it's heartbreaking.
That spaceship or space station with decades and years passing, and for one it's just Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power.
Missy.
Oh,
Doctor Who.
We're gonna get back on track,
baby.
So great. The Stranger and Tom Bombadil having their Luke and Yoda moment for me.
So okay, you put this on Twitter, and I was like, here we go, Alberto connecting things that don't connect. And when I saw, I was like, oh, this is exactly like it back.
It's the same thing, 100%.
It's your friends or your destiny.
But it's a great line. But see, same as Luke, having this vision of Nori dying. Tom Bombadil starts talking about the order of the secret fire. And the stranger's like, oh, I gotta master the fire. And Tom Bombadil, you master the fire? What the hell are you talking about? You failed every single test. You fail one more and you're done. The fate of the universe is done. You suck at this and you want to master the fire. Shut up. Just follow old Tom. I'm getting my wizard hat on and my blue coat. And we're going. We're going to go search for your staff.
They're still looking for the staff.
And I got a theory for you. When we talk about the tours, I want to get to it. So they go to this open valley filled with dead trees. I say, oh, the Dark Wizard found his staff here, so go look for it. It's going to take me weeks and months or whatever. You have the whole time of the world. You have someplace else to be, basically. And it's like, well, my friends are about to die, so it's a little bit important. And then he gives in the line, many that die deserve to live. Some that live deserve death. Who are you to give it to them? Which again goes another nod to, this is Gandalf. This is Gandalf as a student learning to be the master. I mentioned last week that I love that we have this extremely powerful wizard in the Stranger that's still learning. He doesn't know how to control his powers and all these sorts. I mean, he needs his master in Tom Bombadil to teach him how to wield the secret fire.
I really hope they just rip the Band-Aid. Like, we all know. Like,
do you think
keeping it a mystery for surprise reveal near the end of the show, like, unless he's Saruman or someone else, which seems unlikely, like everything is pointing to the fact that he's Gandalf.
I think by the end of this season, this gonna be too obvious. Like I think he's getting at least his hat or something. It's like, come on, it's obviously there. But I think by the end of this season, it's gonna be that's Gandalf.
Maybe he sees his name. Oh, what's his name? Oh, I think it says Gandalf or something. just do it. Come on,
just do it.
We you guys know. We know. Just do it.
I think they're gonna reveal it at some point, and it can be either they might say Mithrandir if an elf sees him, or Lorin. I think is his original name. Or Gandalf. So we have 3 names to throw out there for people to know. I think we'll get at least one. But then it's turn away now, and you can never again return to this path. And say, oh, I can just come back. And Bomba is like, no, we're done. Like, this is your last.
I'm leaving.
Yeah, and he freaking left. It's like, you're friends of your destiny. And then he's freaking gone. What is he choosing? Is he going to his friends or his destiny? Or is it the same?
It's the same.
All right. which is his friend.
If it's Gandalf, it's the same, because if it's Gandalf, he's gonna save his friends, and if it's Gandalf, then we know he's gonna fulfill his destiny and go to Valinor at the end.
Go to Valinor. So let's jump. I was gonna leave the Harfoots for the end, but let's jump there to the Harfoots and the Stewards. We get this great story with a Gundabel, I think is the matriarch out there, talking to Nori about this great tree. I forgot the name of the tree that she says. How she's tender friends since she was young. She got married there. She buried her husband there the year before. And this is not just our home, or this is not just a place that we live. This is our home, which is the opposite of Nori, because they don't have a home. They keep moving and moving and moving. So it was a great emotional scene, gave us more into the life of the Stewards and also Nori's destiny now, which is gonna, I guess, move them to what eventually is going to be the Shire.
The Shire.
So I think the Dark Wizard and the Knights of Ren, the Knights of Rune, are gonna come out and destroy. Yeah, the Nile are gonna destroy everything there, including the tree.
Yeah,
and they're gonna have to move.
Yep. I think that was heavily hinted at.
Yeah, it was pretty easy. I'm not.
We're never moving.
You're moving. Poppy got some action with Mary Mac Nothing or Nobody. That was cool. But this is my theory, because I had a different theory and just thinking about it yesterday. I think that tree is gonna be destroyed or knocked down, and that's where the stranger is getting his staff from. It's from that tree in the Stewart village. And that's why his destiny is tied to saving Nori. I think it's all connected.
And then he gets it, and Bombadil shows up like, good job, baby.
You did it. You got it. And because when 2 episodes ago, I don't think we talked about it, maybe we did, when Nori is talking to Gundabel, and she's, we find this giant. Is he like an elf? No, it's not an elf. Oh, it's a grand elf. Like a grand elf. Grand elf. Yeah, I think all that's gonna happen, and that's when we'll get also the name reveal. I think all is in the storyline.
Okay, I can see that.
All right, Ote, did you know that the sea is always right, even when they want to kill you?
Apparently,
Numenor, man. On one end, I hate it. On the other hand,
and make Numenor great again.
But the only traitor here is you bastard. Dude, you gotta love Elendil. You gotta love Miriel. That love story there. It was great. I mean, renounce your crimes and swear fealty to Pharazôn. And I'm like, is he going to do it because Miriel told him to, hey, you gotta chill out. We need you. When he said, yeah, I denounce my crimes. Okay, dude, swear fealty to Pharazôn. It's like, I do not, and you're the traitor here. Because Queen Miriel is the rightful ruler. You gotta love him. You gotta love his passion. He's the one true king.
Queen Miriel, she's a 5. She's a 5.
I would never.
She's blind.
She
shows white. I shows red.
What's her? Give me 1 second. Arrrgh, much younger, much better. So now let the Valar decide. They love the old way so much and the faithful. Let's let the Valar decide. But the trial of the sea, trial by abyss, I should say. And they got the sea worm that's gonna eat you. It's the Kraken / Godzilla coming to destroy you.
Yeah. By the way, I kind of hope. I don't hope like it's not gonna happen, but there's a side of me that wish that this show was just like a political thriller in Numenor, like the machinations of everything that's going on.
Dude, I love it because I mentioned last week we're using the fantasy realm, Game of Thrones, House of Dragons. You have all these different families vying for control of the 7 kingdoms. Here's just one thing, one little place, and all the politics that go into it. We don't get a lot, but what we get is great.
Oh, dude, can we talk about Pharazôn using the Palantir?
Yeah, because he's pissed when the Sea Worm spits out Miriel, which again, let's talk about the Palantir. There's just one thing I want to come back to. He's so freaking angry. You can see it in his face. Like, crap, this came back in my face. He goes straight to using the Palantir. Yeah. Fucking hypocrite.
For a second, I was like, bro, you just cracked my screen? Like when the Palantir says like.
He's a freaking hypocrite. But you knew what's gonna happen sooner or later. And of course, he sees Sauron, sees the destruction of the world. So we'll see where that goes.
All right, he does see everything. Oh
yeah.
God.
Arrrgh comes to talk to her father. For a minute, you think they're gonna get reconciled. Just put your pride aside. And he's like, if after all this, the only thing you see is pride, then we have nothing else to talk.
Your hatred for him will turn on me. Oh my! Shut up!
Just shut up. I'm just
go
glad.
Go back to your bitch boyfriend. Like,
Kevin, who got bitch slapped by Farah, so I'm like, shut up, boy. You've done enough already. Get out of my face. Even though you did exactly what I told you to do, but get out of my face with it. But then Miro comes in, and he's big. No, you're the true ruler. You're the true heir. And I love this. Then I'd rather die with a heart that is whole instead of one that is broken with cowardice. Very similar to people say, I'd rather die on my feet than live on my knees. But I love the way here it's okay, no, my heart and my love for you and for what's going here is more important than my life. And then she hits him back with, but what about my heart? And the romantic in me gets like, why can't they just be happy? Just let the two of them be happy. Find Isildur somewhere in Middle Earth, and then just start a family, and nothing else bad is going to happen to them.
I mean, you know that's not going to happen. He's going to die fighting Sauron.
Yeah. And hey, spoilers for the end of the show. And I think that's...
Spoilers for the first scene of the movie.
Yes. It's like watching Rogue One and New Hope.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Isildur's going to have the ring. Spoilers.
Spoiler. He's not going to destroy it. Elrond. He tries so hard to get this ring destroyed.
There's this Hobbit creature that's going to get the ring. And he's going to have 2 more movies at some point, apparently.
Yeah. Some guy. Some weird guy. So I think that scene from when Erendil touches the Palantir a couple of episodes ago, and he talks about being in the horse and just going away from the city. I think that's going to be, I'm guessing, next episode, him leaving Numenor. I think he's going to leave Numenor. I don't know if he'll have Miro with him or just by himself, but he's leaving Numenor, going to Middle Earth, hopefully finding Isildur at some point.
We'll see.
All right, so let's finish up with the only part that I'm like, let's get something else. It's the dwarves. I like the dwarves. I like Disa. I like Durin. I don't know. It's just getting stretched too long for me, whatever's going on. I think they could do something else if it was King Durin and the other dwarves king coming to claim the rings, and then there's some struggle there. I don't know.
I'm going to push back. I think the Durins is one of my favorite plot lines going on. Like,
okay.
I love Prince Durin, and that clash with his father I really like. Like, I love that scene in the previous episode when he comes back with the thing to his wife and Disa, and she's like, come on, he's like, I swear to God that I tried. Last episode I enjoyed it. This episode I'm like, maybe it's everything else that was going on. I just wanted to get back to it. I enjoyed last week with the dwarves more. But I love seeing King Durin's again just fall down and down that rabbit hole of the ring. Like you said, we don't know really what the rings do, but we're seeing the effects that it has on people. Just like I said, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And we saw it last week. We see all the gold now being thrown at his feet. And when Anatar shows up, no, we're not going to give you anything now. He's going to come back. And then we're going to be able to sell it for basically twice the price, because there's war coming and the army that has weapons and armor mithril are going to be in charge. And then we can charge everything that we want. And Prince Durin's like, what's gotten into you? Like, take that ring off. Get the hell away from me, boy. Yep.
But I love that Anatar scene just showing up, the Balrog in the fire, so he knows there's a Balrog down there. It's gonna unleash hell in a couple of episodes.
Like, oh, yeah. Do you think? Yeah, I think we're gonna see that.
I don't. We're obviously getting something with the Balrog. I don't know how deep it'll go into. Haha, mountain pond saying how deep they'll go into. Uh, I don't know if the Balrog is coming out and destroying everything. Well, maybe. I don't know.
We'll
They've
see.
been hinting at it from with Disa singing a couple of episodes ago and now this week. So.
Yep.
Oh, and I love when King Durin saying, "Oh, I'm under control. I'm fine with this ring." And he's like, "No, that ring doesn't belong to you. You belong to the ring." Like he
Mm-hmm.
knows the ring is controlling him. So I did enjoy that part.
Yep.
And then we had Disa and him just standing firm, so they don't keep digging down there. All right, okay, so 2 episodes left. I was gonna ask about Adar if he survives that this season. We talked about it. Do you think will the 9 be finished this season? Yeah. Who's walking out with them? Is Anatar walking out with them by the end of this season? Not giving them to men. That will be hopefully season 3. Or the 9 still in Arrrgh by the end of this?
No, I think they'll still be in Arrrgh. The answer to that is probably available.
I don't want to find out.
Yeah, I think if you go in some wikis, you'll find the answer to
that. No. But again, the show can change it.
But like the whole thing with the One Ring is that Sauron forged it himself. So I think like we need that separation still.
But who? And then I'll play dumb here because I don't know the answer. I probably should. Who gives men the 9 ring? Is it the elves or is it Sauron?
It's probably gonna be the elves.
Okay. Here I'm thinking that Anatar, maybe as Halbrand or whoever, is the one that gives that rings to men.
Or maybe it is. Maybe
I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be interesting when Gil-galad talks to Celebrimbor and they figure out that they created not just 9 plus the 7 ring for the dwarves.
We created a bunch of weapons of mass destruction.
No one knows. So far, they think it's only 3. So it's going to be interesting when that happens. But it might be, maybe it's Celebrimbor gives them at the end or in episode 3 gives them out.
We'll see.
With that, I'll ask you because I had this theory that I read Others Not Mine. You weren't here when I talked about it. Your friend Theo, is he going to be getting one of those rings?
Probably.
And is he the Witch King?
I don't know if he's the Witch King. He kind of fits the profile because he's a little bitch.
I think he might be the Ghost King, whatever, the ones that betray.
I don't think he's that important.
And the only reason I say it is because Pelargir, this place where he's at, and he's now Lord of Pelargir, like Aragorn meets the Witch King in that place. And I gotta double check everything behind it. But when I saw that, I think, hey, it might fit. It might fit.
Okay, so I have one concern with the show. Is everyone going to turn out to be like super ultra mega important to the history of Middle Earth? Like every single character, really?
Maybe.
Is Arandir Legolas's dad now or something?
Hey, Thranduil, played by Lee Pace, didn't have a great hair in the Hobbit to just be thrown out. And then he's going to betray the dwarves, something that Arondir will never do. And then the other thing was Khazad-dûm going to fall this season? We talked a little bit about it. And then will the stranger be confirmed as Gandalf? We both hope that he is.
I hope. I think Khazad-dûm can wait a little bit.
Yeah, I think some columns are gonna fall or something. Some fire's gonna break out. The Balrog is not gonna climb up the cave and start killing everyone. Would be nice, but no. Sorry, I don't want all the dwarves to die. I just want to see the Balrog. It's one of my favorite designs. All right, so that does it for our chat on the Rings of Power and actually our chat on today's show. So thank you, Alti, for being here. Thank you to Brennan for putting that comment out there. Anyone else that was out there didn't get a chance to be in the chat. Thank you for being here. Alti, even if it's just to talk Rings of Power, we'll be back next week. Hopefully there'll be some more Star Wars news out there.
I don't know if I can be here next week. I think I can. I don't know if I have something. I don't know.
Figure it out. Just be here for the finale. finale of the Rings of Power. Try to be here in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think I can.
I'm not too confident in that. Yeah, but
yeah, I'm not traveling anytime soon, so we'll see. But I think I have something next week. Now I need to find out.
We got 7 days to find out. And with that, we'll call it a day. Thanks for everyone for being here. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, maybe without maybe not.
Yeah. I won't be here next week.
All right, he's not here. I'll see you guys next week to talk Rings of Fire, hopefully Star Wars and the Penguin, anything else that we want to talk about. Stay safe. Be safe. May the Force be with you.